Hello there, good people. Welcome back to Icelandic Psycho. I watched 115 movies this year, but only 18 of those were new releases from 2025.
Well, I saw even more movies this year if I'm counting the ones I had seen before, but yeah, anyways.
I thought to myself that so many of these big YouTubers are doing worst movies of 2025, most disappointing movies, best movies. It's not fair enough for me to do that since I've only seen 18 movies that came out in 2025. So I thought it would be just fun for me to rank the movies that I saw from worst to best. So let's get started. Number 18 for me, the worst movie that I saw in 2025 was Jurassic World Rebirth. Now the fact of the matter is that I just thought to myself that this is the movie that is probably the most mediocre movie that I have ever seen. So that in and of itself, that's rather bad, yeah. I thought it was very bland, uninteresting, the story, the characters, there was no hook, there was no real drive.
And I mean, also, what is it the rebirth of? I mean, crap? I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense anyway.
The family that gets stranded on the island and those things are much more interesting than Scarlett Johansson and her gang of whatever. This movie feels a little bit like, in a way, a remake of Jurassic Park 3 without any of the heart. Number 17, Nobody 2. Now, this was really disappointing. I really liked the first one. And I was really hooked when I saw the trailer in cinema. I thought this was gonna be, a party.
Speaking of which, seeing the trailer was not a good thing because having seen the trailer, you've seen the whole film.
It starts off fine. I mean, the first half is definitely better than the second half. In the second half, this villain shows up, played by this woman, and she's just shoehorned into the movie.
She has absolutely no likability, no character arc. She's just there to prove some point.
This movie also, Sean Chandler mentioned that this feels like The Vacation People in a Nobody movie. Just feels absurd. So coming in at number 16, Snow White. Now, it's become sort of a popular thing to really trash on this film. It's like the cool thing on YouTube, right? I don't think that's cool at all. I think this movie, it's not so bad, right? I think it's just okay. But still, out of these 18 movies that I saw, it lands here. Gal Gadot, she's pretty bad in this film, in this scene where she's doing this musical thing. Just over the top, absurd, did not gel with me. So many things that people are bashing about this film, I just thought were okay. The actress that's playing Snow White, she's okay. I don't want to get into the color of her skin or whatever with her. Come on, it's just, she was fine.
And what's with the bashing of these CGI dwarfs? I mean, they work perfectly in this kids movie, you know. Oh, and Dobby? He is the GOAT. Well, the film, however...
It wasn't as charming as it could be, not as bold as it could be. A little lifeless in a way, but not terrible.
Number 15.
Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning. This one hurts to put so low because I had such high expectations for this one. After the film that came before it, Dead Reckoning, I expected this one to be a big payoff, a big send-off for this franchise, which it's not, right? This movie spends so much time building things up instead of paying them off. For example, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1 sets things up perfectly, and then Part 2 pays it off perfectly. But this film, as a Part 2, building things up over and over again, showing us parts from other films, reminding us of other characters and stuff. It feels so convoluted. This is just all over the place for me. A bit boring and just disappointing, and not great. 14, Shelby Oaks, the film that was directed by Chris Stuckman. Now he has some very nice ideas in this film. Him being this big YouTuber, probably the biggest movie YouTuber ever.
And the movie is about this group of people that started in early YouTube, were really famous, but then they just vanish, vaporize.
There's definitely something there, but I think very, very obviously that the film does not pay off as strongly as he wants it to. It's not as smart as he wants it to be. It's not a film that I would watch again, but I was interested in it in the film. And for the most part, I was experiencing something nice just to seeing Chris Stockman make a film. I think that in and of itself is very interesting. And I could see some of the character work and the camera work that I generally give him kudos for. It's his first film. I know what he was going for. Just really didn't really click in the way it could have. It's a start, you know. Hopefully he'll continue and make something better in the future. So the small budget film, you know. Number 13, Freakier Friday. I don't know. There's not so much that I can say about this one. Just didn't really enjoy it so much. The first film I really did enjoy for what it is, a fun romp. This one had its moments. In a way, it does exactly what it's supposed to do. Just and nothing more. But I'm just not really the general audience for this film. So I mean, yeah. Number 12, Hunting Season. This is sort of the definition of okay in a way. It was exactly what I expected. Mel Gibson gives a great performance, but like I said, it's exactly what I expected. It could have been so much more. Could have been so much better. One of these films where you put an aging action star into a film and you just know that there's not going to be much of an action because they're just getting too old for that. You know, that's the same thing with Liam Neeson and his films. But I always go in and watch these sort of films and I do know what to expect. This film, however, I think it really leans into, it wants to be smart. There's something in the script that could have been paid off much better if they would have taken more time to do that. But that's how it is sometimes. Number 11, Thunderbolts. This film starts off really, really interesting. It's not too much of this CGI festival crap, which was really nice. I mean, a little bit less, just, you know, I'll take anything at this point. Now, so when we're getting to the finale, it goes in a really, really weird direction that just did not sit so well with me. Didn't really, I mean, I see what they were going for. Did not land as much as it could have.
And the problem with the climax is not just that it's weird, it's that it's pretending to be really deep. It suddenly shifts into this psychological, dreamlike logic and nonsense, and then all of a sudden it's over. And you're just sitting there and I'm just like, wait, what?
I've just really had it with these kind of superhero films, and this one tried a different direction. Kudos for that. Not something that I would watch again for sure, no. Number 10, Karate Kid Legend. A very mediocre film that could have been so much more. It had all the potential to be a great film, coming off Cobra Kai, all of these Karate Kid films. But the fact of the matter is, it didn't really let me down. I never expected this to be a good film, seeing of the trailers and teasers and such. So it was just pretty much what I expected. I liked some of the directions that they took with the kid being a mentor in some parts.
And needless to say, obviously this should not belong in anyone's top 10 movies of 2025. But, I mean, in anyone's top 10. But, I mean, it's the one that I would be more likely to watch again of the films that I've mentioned so far. So, yeah, I mean.
But it's a very short film that crams so much into it without the heart and the payoff that we're used to from Cobra Kai and some of these films. Number 9. Now, this is the first film on the list that I could somewhat recommend. Predator Badlands. Now, this film puts the Predator in front, and he is the hero of the film, but he's an underdog in the Predators, the main character, which is very interesting. And he goes on this journey where he meets this robot girl, kind of, which is sort of like the AI in the film. And he's having this story of trying to prove himself. It's like a character journey with a predator in sort of these classic adventure wipe style. And that in and of itself is very interesting. Number 8, Swiped. Now this one really surprised me. A drama film about what supposedly happened when they were making all of these dating apps. Tinder and yeah, mostly Tinder. It's mostly about that. Just an interesting concept, nice acting. It has personality, confident, and actually feels like it has something to say. Not perfect, but way more interesting than I expected, and somewhat based on things that really happened. Number 7, Mickey 17. a little messy and uneven, but really interesting and fun. Mark Ruffalo gives like the performance of the year. I mean, wow, he was so good. He really made the film, really elevated this film that has some interesting elements, some sci-fi stuff that's pretty cool.
I mean, the concept here is extremely interesting. It just feels like they could have executed that a tad bit better.
And I just found myself having a nice time, just laid back fun. Saw this film on a Sunday evening with my friend, and yeah, probably not something that I would really see again, but if I would, it would be for Mark Ruffalo's performance for sure. And speaking of fun, coming in top 6 is Anaconda, a film that I saw recently. Wow, I had such a great time with this film. Jack Black and Paul Rudd are the comedy duo that I didn't know that I needed. They are so good in this film, they play so well off each other. Just a movie that knows exactly what it is, and it executes it so well. It feels like a comedy spoof, but somehow it does not feel like a B-movie. I really enjoyed this one. Speaking of which, it's probably time to make an Anaconda ranking from worst to best. Now, how would that be? Coming in number 5 is a film that really surprised me. Dangerous Animals with Jai Courtney in front. I mean, I've always thought that he was, okay, but here gives his best performance, no doubt. This is a really tight thriller. It takes itself seriously, maybe too seriously at times. I mean, there's a point that could be made for that, but I really enjoyed it from start to finish. So many of these shark films that come out are just, complete nonsense, some B-movie fun, but this is a little bit more than that. It's not just a film about some shark predators. It's a film about this sick, twisted human being. He is higher in the food chain like the sharks, so he is supposedly carrying out things that should happen, and really twisted psycho character that Jai Courtney plays so well. So tight pacing, score, a really great score. Coming in at number 4, Wake Up Dead Men of the Knives Out trilogy. Adult, dialogue-driven, atmospheric. It feels like something from another era in a way. It starts off rather slow in its filmmaking, but then it really picks up and you never really know where it's going, who's done it, because of course it's a who's done it film. Also, the runtime is like 2.5 hours and you don't feel that. It flows really well. It's just kind of film that trusts the audience to go along for the ride. It's not one of those films that you are like, oh my god, this is what happened, because you've been going so many circles in your head that you're just it's like you've been locked out and you just, wow, what a ride. Daniel Craig, however, he takes a little side step to the main character in the film, which I can't remember the name of the actor at the moment. Yeah, Josh O'Connor. He's very good in this film. He's not this typical priest kind of character. They really give him a nice backstory to work with, and he does a good job in the film. Coming in number 3, The Naked Gun with Liam Neeson. I had such a great time with this film. It just built so well upon these older trilogy of films, but it somehow makes it relevant as well, and Liam Neeson was the perfect guy to play this role, no doubt. I didn't expect this to be one of my favorite theater experiences of the year. It's sharp, funny, and genuinely entertaining comedy done right. What can I say? I mean, I was having sort of a bad day when I saw this film, went in, I laughed my ass off, went and saw it again, had a great time, and sometimes that's enough. I really want these kind of films to be more in the spotlight. Now, before I review what I top 2, remember to join me down in the comment section. Tell me your favorite movies of the year. Like I said, I mean, I've not seen so many of them. Give me some of recommendations, and let's keep going with my number 2 pick, which is Weapons. It took me by surprise, this film, for sure. This is not one of these films that I regularly go to see, these kind of genre films, but this one does its story in a very nice way, in a Pulp Fiction-y kind of way, and does it really nice. It's like dark and uncomfortable, really confident in what it's doing. It's this kind of a genre film we see done over and over, but it has something more to do, something different, and I really appreciated that.
This is simply a fantastic mystery thriller. All of these kids in one classroom disappear. vaporize. And we see so many different perspectives from the person who they believe have done it, from all of these parents.
So one of the few nice theater experiences that I went out with, like, yeah, okay, well, you know what? I really like that. I mean, I guess we could say that for the top 6 films on the list that I went out with. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. So coming in at number 1 is no doubt my favorite movie of the year, of the few I saw, that is The Roses. This is a black comedy gold in my mind. I know there's a book, there's an older movie. I've not read the book, I've not seen the older movie, so I know that influences some people's opinions of this film. But wow, the main actors, Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman, of course, they are so good together, like an unbelievable comedy duo, incredible performances, mature themes, real emotional weight. This is one I will definitely remember, definitely revisit. Had such a great time. And the way they tell the story is his life is crumbling down, at the same time her life is sparkling up, and the dynamics of that and how they work off each other. It's a perfect black comedy. Just wow, what an experience, what a film. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Happy New Year, guys.
Now again, I do realize it's really awkward how few new films I saw in 2025, but I guess I'm just much more interested in seeing all these older films that I haven't seen before. But if you want me to review more new movies, let me know if you have any requests. And as always, keep on rocking and rolling. Here's to more great film experiences in 2026. Icelandic Psycho, over and out.